Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Tarot by Melissa, and in today's video we're going to be looking into the topic, your next new job. So what I'll be doing in this reading is getting some qualities and characteristics of the next job or role that you will be stepping into on your current career path. So this video will be great for any of you guys that are maybe on an active job search and wanting to know what your next role may end up looking like, or just for any of you guys out there that are just simply curious to see what types of opportunities might be flowing your way with career in the near future. Let's get into some disclaimers. Keep in mind, guys, this is a general reading, so some of the messages might resonate with you specifically. Others of the messages might not. As I always say, if it doesn't apply, just release it and let it go. Please do not allow it to get you upset. Again, this is a general reading, really meant to provide general guidance to the collective. If you did want to book a personal reading about career, all the details on how you could do that will be linked in the description box down below. Personal readings are always a great way to get a more specific and accurate read on your own personal situation. So let's go ahead and get into our pile selection. Starting with pile number 1, we're working with this blue Chalcedony. For pile number 2, we have some Citrine. And for pile number 3, we have some Pyrite. So I want you guys to take a deep breath. Think about the next job opportunity flowing your way. Go ahead and select the pile or the crystal you feel the most intuitively connected to. And once you've made your choice, scroll down to the description box to locate the timestamp that will take you to your selected reading. See you there. Hey pile 1, if you guys picked out the blue Chalcedony, this is going to be your reading. We're looking into your next new job, your next move on your career path, and what's potentially being presented to you. We're going to start by diving into the qualities and characteristics of this new job headed your way, and then I'm also going to be closing out the reading with channeling some time frames for you so that you guys can kind of see when it might be coming through. So starting off for pile 1, we have the Strength card. We have the 6 of Wands. We have the Prince of Discs. This is the Day Trader, okay? And we have Solar Calm coming up. All right, so with this card, I want to start off with the astrology card, which is the Solar Calm. This says clarify. So I feel like the next job that you guys may be stepping into, pile 1, is actually a job where things are going to be feeling very tranquil and peaceful for you. It's kind of interesting, you guys were drawn to this really like beautiful kind of calming colored stone here. This crystal is really interesting because even though it does appear very calming in nature on the outside, it's actually said to help you find the clarity and motivation around pushing forward. So when we have this solar calm energy, this is typically an indication that we're moving into a time where things are going to be less stressful. Things are going to be more relaxed. You may feel like there's actually just not a lot going on. And part of this could be because maybe whatever role you're coming from is really chaotic. And so when you step into this one, if you do, it's going to feel much more, it might feel weird because it's so calm. You know what I mean? Maybe you're just used to a more chaotic environment. But what I feel is going on with this solar calm is that this next new job that you guys are stepping into is meant to help align you with whatever goals you have for your future. So I think that you're going to be thinking a lot about your long-term career path and where you see yourself going, and using this time period in this new job to really build the skills and qualities and abilities that you need in order to move ahead onto your ultimate, into your ultimate type of goal. But just because this is a solar calm energy where things may not feel like they're moving, or you may not feel like you're necessarily what I'm trying to say is I feel like this role is going to be something that's more like a stepping stone, right? So you may come into it kind of feeling like, okay, am I really getting anywhere with this? But this is more about giving you a time period to clarify where it is that you want to go and build the necessary skills to get you there. Hopefully that makes sense. I feel like it took me a while to get to that. I am recording this at like 6 a.m., so that could be part of it. So looking at some of our cards that we have here, we have the Strength card, the Six of Wands, and we have the Prince of Discs, which would be the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like in this next role, I'm really being drawn into the Six of Wands. I do feel that there are achievements and celebrations for you lying ahead in this role. You guys might be receiving a lot of recognition. I feel that you guys will be standing out in a really positive way as like a top performer or somebody who is just known for their achievements and accomplishments. I'm also being really drawn to how she's almost very close to the finish line here, which again, it's giving me this energy of maybe where you're going and what you're stepping into isn't necessarily considered your dream job yet, but it's something that's helping you to get a little bit closer to that finish line of what your dream job is. I think with this Prince of Discs here, this group is going to be making steady and slow progress forward. This is going to be a role where you guys are going to be learning a lot of really practical skills that you can apply to your career. This might be a role where you have to like work in an office setting. It's giving like kind of corporate energy when I'm looking at this. For some of you, this could be a role within the financial industry specifically, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. But either way, this is supposed to be a time that you're planning slow, methodical steps forward within the job itself, but also for your career at large. I think with the Strength card, this new role may sort of test your courage at times. You know, strength energy is about being able to summon up the willpower and the stamina to be able to confront certain issues, right? So I think that you guys are going to be building a lot of confidence in this new role. I also think there's an element of you guys having to actually tame others in this new role, because I'm really being drawn to how she's sort of trying to calm down this lion right here. So you guys may actually be fine-tuning and learning the skills of how to work with other people or work within situations where circumstances aren't always naturally calm, and you're learning the skill of how to sort of like turn that down a little bit, diffuse the situation at times. But I also think the Strength card is echoing this energy of like, this is a time to kind of hold back. Not hold back, but it's not a time with the solar calm to be trying to like push yourself forward. It's really meant to be more of a time of restraint and slow, methodical progress forward. So let's go into these archetype cards. I want to see if this will give us a little bit more insight into what's ahead for you. So let's get some more qualities and characteristics of this new role for pile 1. Whoa. What is this new job for pile 1 going to entail, please? Ooh. We have the child nature coming through. Let's see. Some of you guys might be working with animals. That makes sense with that lion being there. We also have the beggar coming up. So this card is telling me that I think some of you guys are going to be working with animals. Makes sense with that Strength card being there. It says friendships with animals, communication with nature spirits. For others of you, this could be a role where you are getting out into nature, getting to actually spend time outside in some capacity. I do think there is an inside sort of aspect to this job, though. The other thing I'm getting is, for this group, this could be an energy of being self-employed as well, where you're spending time, you know, building and planting seeds for the future. And other times you're getting outside, practicing better work-life balance and things like that. Yeah, so this could also be for some of you guys more of like a self-employment, like you're building something for yourself versus working for someone else. And this card for me is representing like a work-life balance energy. This rabbit for me is also kind of talking about giving birth, right? Giving birth to something new, fertility. So there is this vibe of maybe this being a creative idea that you guys are working on as well. And with the beggar card here, this has dependence on others to the exclusion of effort, confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. So like I was saying, this is a role where your self-esteem is going to be growing. Your self-esteem may be even tested in some ways, and you're going to be learning how to be much more confident in yourself. I'm also, for some reason, getting with this beggar card that there could be an aspect of your role where you have to like kind of seek people out or seek others out for help or to engage them in some way. And there could be a little bit of like confidence around doing that. I know like sales is coming to mind for me with this. And I know that sometimes when you step into a new role, especially within sales, I hear a lot of times people tell me that they feel like they're being too pushy or, like their financial incentive kind of depends on other people showing up and engaging with them, right? So I think that this is more so speaking to the nature of having to be confident in yourself in order to get results here. So let's continue. We're going to use my career deck here to see what other qualities and characteristics of this role are going to come through for you. So what else does pile 1 need to know about this new job they may be stepping into in the future here? We have specialization. So you guys are, you are spending this time learning and specializing in a new skill that I think is really going to help you in the big picture of your career. It's going to help you become a more well-rounded, working professional. This can also, again, be talking about whatever creative idea. For those of you that resonated with starting your own business, working for self, you're specializing in something that you've created here. We have money and finances coming up. Didn't I say at the beginning this could be like something in the financial industry? I think I did. Let's see. We have fixed mindset as well. So yes, I think this is a role where I feel that you're building that financial wealth. Money and finances are very much tied to this, which most of the time they are to our jobs, right? But it kind of makes sense with the day trader energy being here. Like this could also symbolize for some of you kind of learning how to do like financial engineering, like learning how to build wealth through passive income sources, stock market, other things. So that you have the money that you need to sustain your lifestyle while you're building something new. But the fixed mindset is really interesting, which makes sense with the beggar coming up here. I also feel like for some of you guys, maybe you're wanting to kind of step into something that's a bit more outside of the matrix, quote unquote. Meaning like you want to maybe transition out of a corporate job or like this traditional sort of day-to-day, but there could be a blockage around how to do it. Maybe this is the way that you've always like made your money. And so stepping into something new is going to take a lot of confidence because it's like a total 180 from the norm, of what you're used to. But when we have a fixed mindset, this is typically talking about blockages, thought patterns that are preventing us from actually being able to move forward. So for example, if I have a fixed mindset, I might say, well, nobody wants to buy anything from me if I work in sales. They're not interested. You want to shift always into a growth mindset. Instead of saying nobody wants to buy anything from me, you could shift your verbiage to say no one's buying anything yet, but what could I do to take a different approach, right? So I think that's going to be the blockage for some of you guys here in this new job is really mastering your mindset and always be in a space of growth. Okay. Let's take a look at a couple of these, and then we're going to pull your time frames to see when it's going to be happening for you. We have peace. In stillness, the answer will be revealed, crown chakra. So again, this is not really showing as a period of time where you guys are going to be doing a lot or maybe feeling like you're making a ton of movement and progress. Again, with the Six of Wands, you're very close to reaching a goal. And I do think that you will be successful in whatever that you're doing. But this kind of makes sense with that solar calm that you don't want to push yourself. You want to try to kind of really be in the moment in this role because there's something that you're supposed to specialize in and learn here. Let's get one more of these. We have all things work best in conjunction with all things, equilibrium. This is a time where balance is being restored into your life. You know, you don't always have to be like go, go, go all the time. And I think that this career opportunity that's presenting to you is giving you this blessing of being able to just be still for a little while. You know, like it says, in stillness, the answer will be revealed. So I feel like for a lot of people in this group, there's still maybe some uncertainty about what they want to do in their career, where they want to go next. And so this opportunity that's presenting to you is going to be able to help you figure out what that is. Because I feel like for this group, you are very driven and motivated. And like once you have the clarity on where you want to go and what you want to specialize in, what you want to do, you will 1000% manifest it quickly. So let's look at some time frames. Let's see what time frames of significance are coming through for pile 1. So we have Pisces season showing up. So this could be, these are time frames of significance. So this could be when the role presents itself to you, when you slide into the role, when you're interviewing. Just take it as it resonates. It's going to be different for everybody what the time frames signify. Let's grab one more. What other time frame does pile 1 need to be aware of here about this new job? We also have December. So the month of December is showing up as well. And we do have a few days from now at the bottom of the deck. So this could be showing up sooner than you guys think, depending on when you're watching the video. But we have Pisces season and December. So pile 1, I would love to hear from you guys in the comments what aspects of the reading you felt resonated the most with your situation. So please drop me a comment down below and let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you'll be updated when I post the next reading, and I look forward to seeing you then. Bye! Hey pile 2, if you guys picked out this citrine crystal, this is going to be your reading. We're looking into your next new job, the next stop on your career path. And it's interesting you guys picked out citrine because this is a crystal that really has to do with drawing in prosperity, abundance, more joy and happiness and optimism into our lives. So these could all be themes that you guys are looking for here or potentially manifesting in. So let's take a look at what we have. So we start off with the Princess of Cups. We have the Ten of Cups. And we have the Three of Wands with debilitated. Interesting. Okay. We're going to start here. I'm going to be getting more cards in a minute, and make sure you guys stay till the end because I am going to be looking at some time frames for you as well. So I want to start with your astrology card, which is saying debilitated, discomfort. So I'm seeing a lot of really positive energy here in your tarot cards, but what I think is happening with your next job is that this group is going to be stepping into a role that's very much outside of your comfort zone. This is going to be a role where you are going to be flexing and growing new career muscles that you didn't even realize you had or that have never really been worked before. And so really, it's a growth opportunity for you. It's a growth opportunity for you to build some new skills by kind of pushing yourself a little bit outside of your comfort zone. So there may be times where you feel a little bit uncomfortable. There may be times where things feel a bit more challenging than you would like. But in the grand scheme of things, it's helping you to be stronger in other areas in which you've been maybe deficient before. I actually feel like for this group, your next job is going to involve something creative or something that's highly emotionally fulfilling. A couple things I'm seeing here. So we have the costume designer here, which with the Page of Cups, this is creative expression in some way. And pages are also representing new ideas or new communication or good news or just like a new creative emotional endeavor for you. So, it definitely feels that this is going to be kind of something new that you're building. And that could be where some of the discomfort is coming from because when you're not experienced yet, you're still figuring things out. You know what I mean? So there may be a little bit of a learning curve here, but this definitely feels like something that's going to bring you guys a lot of emotional fulfillment here. I'm also feeling this could be a role that brings in like flexibility with your work schedule or like work-life balance in some way because I'm really being drawn to like how she's here working on this creative project, and there's like a glass of champagne here. It's like it's giving this vibe that you're able to kind of do the work when you want to do the work, whenever it feels good to you, and it's like a more relaxed sort of work environment. I think with the 10 of Cups, some of you guys may actually be doing this work with family. 10 of Cups is family energy, or with like a community of people that feel really resonant to you, where you have similarities, you have things in common. You know what I mean? I'm feeling like these are wine glasses again. There could be like, again, a more casual sort of working environment here where you can attend parties and do fun things. Go to like really fun events, because this is giving an event energy to me. Yeah, lots of fun energy here for you, pile 2, with this job. Lots of celebratory energy. And with satiety coming up, it's like this job is going to really satiate and make you feel fulfilled emotionally in so many ways. The 10 of Cups also talks about kind of like the ultimate emotional fulfillment in life, and in this case, career. So this new job you're stepping into has a lot of potential to make you very, very happy, despite some of the lessons or discomfort that you might be feeling here. With the 3 of Wands, this is a role where some of you guys may be traveling. I'm also getting here climbing the ladder. So there could be a lot of potential here for you to grow and develop in your career. If this is kind of a more traditional work environment, like a corporate environment, this role you're stepping into that feels a little uncomfortable might be kind of like at the bottom of the rung on the ladder, but there's clear growth and pathing forward for you. So there's a lot of potential here for you to grow and develop in this role into new roles, or even, again, going back to debilitated, being able to grow and develop yourself. Some of you guys, we do have a fire truck here, so that could be a specific path for some of you working in that field, which would make a lot of sense with kind of like the family energy being here, being with like a community of people. Would also make sense with some of the discomfort, because this is a physically taxing type of job as well, and dangerous at times, right? So lots to learn. But 3 of Wands definitely is showing me that whatever you guys are stepping into is helping you climb a ladder or grow. And it feels like growing with your passions too, right? Because it's fiery here. The ladder is going upward into the fire in a sense. So this is like step 1, I feel, for you guys in being able to do what you love at work. So let's continue. We're going to get a few more archetype cards here. So what else should pile 2 know about their next new job? We have the Hermit. Okay. And we have the Poet. So lots of that creative energy coming through. We have Goddess at the bottom of the deck. I think that this group is definitely going to be achieving a level of work-life balance and nurturing within this role that they've never really had to do before. That could be why it feels uncomfortable. Depending on what your career history is, like I know most of us, like a lot of people out there, get up, we work the 9 to 5, we do our jobs, and then we're home, and it can just be a lot on your body. So this definitely feels like an opportunity for you guys to be able to like kind of relax into the feminine energy a little bit more and do more creative type of work versus the type of work where you're having to be like a go-getter all the time. So we have the Hermit. Seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. I'm getting Hermit energy with this card too, with the Princess of Cups. Like whatever you guys are stepping into, it might be something where you're working alone a lot at times, or having to kind of withdraw from, others, colleagues, coworkers, so that you can really focus on your creativity. Like this is definitely giving work from home energy, you can see here. And I'm also wondering if this aspect is uncomfortable for you guys too, right? Maybe for this group, you're used to being out there, commuting, out there in the world with your job. And you see how he's kind of like uncomfortably crouched here in his house. Like, so there could be an adjustment period around like being at home or being in the same spot all the time working that you're not used to. But we also have the poet here, which talks about creative expression, expresses soul insights in symbolic language. So again, this is going to be a role where you guys are able to actually build and grow your creativity. Something about communication is significant to this role as well. So let's look at some career cards here, and let's see what else you guys need to know about your next new job. So what else does pile 2 need to know about their next new job? Oop, okay, so we have fairness. We have drives results. Okay. Let's grab another one. And we have in the spotlight, with nature and grounding at the bottom of the deck. So again, I'm getting these opportunities for you to ground and relax a little bit more. I feel that for a lot of you guys, you'll be getting some really great like recognition in this role, or this could be signifying the fact that like this is really you kind of running the show in some way, where like the attention is on you. Like you're the one in the spotlight. All eyes are on you. You're the one people are looking to for whatever it is that you're doing. There is still, even though there is this element of creativity here and relaxing into the feminine energy, there is still a need here to drive results in this role that you're going into. This could be where the discomfort is coming from, since it's kind of placed here, right? Like there's going to be a need here to still achieve some sort of metric or some sort of measurable through your efforts that you are exerting here. And that could also be where that 3 of Wands is coming into play with planning ahead, right? Fairness is interesting. This always makes me think of like law and like legal stuff. I don't get any of that from any of these other cards, so that could be the case for some of you guys. Fairness, though, kind of talks about doing what's right for all involved, right? So doing the right thing, doing the just thing, kind of thinking about collective energy versus individual energy when making choices and decisions. Okay, let's go into, I'm going to grab the chakra cards next. So we're going to do the chakra cards to see what else, and then we'll close it out with your time frames. What else should pile 2 know about this next new job that's coming through for them? Oh, we have heart chakra, self-love. You can only love others as much as you love yourself. How beautiful is this? Your self-love is being built up doing this job. Let's see. But I also think this is signifying you guys doing something that you really love too. We have the throat chakra, listening. If you want to be heard, learn to listen. That could be where that fairness energy is coming into, right? Like fairness in communication, balancing between doing what you love, but also understanding the needs of others. We also have expression at the bottom. Express your true self express your true self. The world needs you. Sorry guys, I'm recording this at like 6 a.m. so I'm still kind of out of it. Yeah, so there's definitely throat chakra energy being highlighted here. The ability to not only express yourself authentically for who you are, creatively or otherwise, but also being able to understand others through listening. Listening is also a huge part of having a balanced throat chakra. So this looks really positive, pile 2. We're going to close it out with a couple time frames. So let's just kind of see what the significant time frames are for pile 2 with regard to this potential new role being presented to you. And this may vary depending on everyone. So just like, take it as it resonates for you. These time frames may not mean this is when the job is coming. It just might be a significant time frame to manifesting this role. So for pile 2, what time frames of significance should they be aware of with regard to this new role? We have release is needed. So there's a need here to maybe even not worry as much about when is it going to happen. Let's see. We also have 9 months coming up. And we have when you release attachment to outcomes. So for pile 2, this really feels like something you're really wanting, right? Because there's a lot of indication here that you've been really ruminating on this and really like wondering and thinking about when's it going to happen for me. And what is being said right now is that there's a need to release attachment to outcomes. There's a need to release kind of this whole situation of needing to know when is it going to happen, how is it going to happen, and just kind of let it flow into your life. Right now, your time frame is saying 9 months. But I think that if this group were to sort of practice the skill of kind of releasing it to the universe and not worrying about it as much, you might have the opportunity to draw this in faster into your life. Because a lot of times when we have these attachments to things, we can sabotage these things coming in. I think the other thing too about, releasing attachments to outcomes that's important to know is that sometimes we might have an idea in our head of how something should go or how something should look. And because we have that fixed mindset onto what we think it should be, we can miss the opportunity to see really great opportunities for what they are, right? Because they may not look exactly like what we wanted. So just some food for thought for you, pile 2. But I feel that we're going to go ahead and end your reading here. So please drop me a comment below. Let me know which aspects of the reading you feel resonate the most with your situation and where you're at with your job search. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you'll be updated when I post the next reading. And I look forward to seeing you then. Bye. Hey, pile 3, if you guys picked out this pyrite crystal, this is going to be your reading. We're going to be looking into your next new job. What's the next stop on your career path as the energy stands today? We are going to go ahead and get started with some pre-shuffled cards, but make sure you guys stay tuned to the end because I will be pulling some time frames for you in this reading as well. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So starting off, we have a 6 of Pentacles. We have a 10 of Wands, we have a 4 of Wands, and we have Aries energy here. Okay. Lots of interesting energy coming up initially. So with Aries energy, we're going to start here. And the number 1 being here. I do feel for a lot of you guys, this is signifying something new for you. So this could be like a career pivot in some aspect or a change in direction that's kind of bringing in some new fresh energy for you, whether it's like a new company, a new field, something like that that's new. Obviously, we're talking about new jobs, so we know the job is going to be new. With Aries energy, I feel that this is going to be something where you might be the one doing all of the work, the one that is kind of driving choices and decisions. You may not necessarily find that you have to answer to anyone. It's kind of like all on you. But Aries energy likes that. Aries energy is an energy of being independent of others and not really having to answer to anyone else. Like you're more in a self-focused mindset where you can do what's right for you and not necessarily have to consider what's right for others all the time. I still see other people here, but we'll get to that in a second. This energy is also a very competitive energy. It's a very passionate energy. So there's going to be, I think, a lot of passion with what you're doing, maybe some creative aspect at times to what you're doing. Definitely competitive, though, I'm getting. It feels like this is going to be a role where goals are presented to you that you may have to achieve. Or you guys just might be going into this in the energy of being very goal-oriented and like wanting to achieve on your own. So I think this role you guys are stepping into has a lot of opportunity to bring you success, for you to win and celebrate certain things. 6 of Pentacles coming up first. Let's take a look at this. So we have someone who is shining someone else's shoes and getting some coins for that. So it feels in this next job that you guys may actually be working with others, helping others in some way. generosity and support of others is going to be really important. The way you exchange energy with others is going to be really important here. This might be challenging with this Aries energy because if there is sort of a competitive aspect to this role, this may be where the challenge comes in of like, how much do I give to others? How much can I support others without losing sight of myself and the things that I have to achieve here? But there is an element of helping, right, with the Six of Pentacles, helping each other, either someone helping you or you helping others. For some reason, I almost feel like you guys are the ones receiving the support because with Aries energy, it's a very independent energy, which is, I feel, the mindset that you guys may be going into with things. And with the 10 of Wands being here, 10 of Wands is when we're taking on more responsibility, right? We're taking on more responsibility. We have a lot more work that we need to do. And sometimes with the 10 of Wands, it can feel like it's a lot on your shoulders, right? But again, with this Aries energy, it seems like this is something you guys know when you step into this because Aries is about being independent, right? Being able to independently take on this work yourself. But I see with the Four of Wands, there's a lot of community energy and celebratory energy here. So I think for a lot of you guys, this is going to be something where your achievements are recognized. Your achievements are celebrated. You may be working with a group of like really like-minded individuals who are also really driven and passionate and motivated here. They may be your competitors at times as well. This could be a leadership role for some of you guys too, where you're like having to lead a team of people. And that would make a lot of sense with why we have the responsibilities here. I'm also being drawn to the handcuffs as well. So this definitely feels like something where this group is going to be sort of kind of limited to the circumstances at play. Meaning like there's probably a certain way in which work is supposed to be done at your organization or certain goals or responsibilities that you're tied to that you have to accomplish, which I think makes sense for most, especially like corporate workplaces. So let's continue here. Let's get some archetype cards next. So what does pile 3 need to know about their next role? What else? So we have a student energy coming up. We also have mother energy coming up. So with student, this is telling me that this is a lot to learn for you. Makes a lot of sense with the Aries energy and the 10 of Wands energy because when we're new to something, it can sometimes feel like if we're not experienced in it, it can feel like a lot of work. It can feel like, whoa, like what did I just step into? This is hard, right? This has humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. This has arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge, unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. Well, I definitely see with Aries, there's going to be a lot of action being taken based off of what you're learning. So I think it's going to be really important that you guys like go into whatever this is with an open mind and a growth mindset, understanding that you might be going in with less experience than your peers around you. But there's always support with the Six of Pentacles, right? There's support and there's this ability to learn and grow new skills. With the mother energy, we have nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy in giving birth to life. This says smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. Interesting. It's interesting that that message about being independent is coming up in the shadow attributes with Aries being here, which is all about being independent. So some of you guys, I feel with this role, like you might really crave that independence. I feel like you guys do, especially with these handcuffs coming here. There's going to be something about this job that might feel a little bit like you're stuck and you're just craving to be free in a sense. I feel like for a lot of you guys, this mother energy is more of like a boss or somebody who's wanting to nurture and grow and develop you, but you might find it a little bit like smothering at times. But this mother card talks about patience as well, which is like the opposite of Aries. So I think that there is going to be, for this group, a need to kind of temper any impulsive tendencies because you are really stepping into a role where you have the opportunity to be nurtured and developed and to grow your skills here, grow experience here. And things may not always happen quickly. Things may not always happen completely overnight. You know what I mean? So I think for this group, like the ability to receive support and help might feel challenging at first, because I think that this group is hardworking and able to, like, you feel capable to do things on your own, but the cards are saying there's a lot that you're going to be learning here. And the need to be humble is very much coming through. All right, so let's look at a few more of these career cards next. What does pile 3 need to know about their next new job? We have down and dirty. So you guys are going to be doing a lot of work. You know, really getting into the weeds, really immersing yourself in the learning here. We have organizing and planning. So being forward thinking, looking ahead. Project management could be something that's coming up for some of you guys here. We also have senior leadership coming up. So for this group, maybe actually, it's interesting because I'm getting like a duality of messages where like some of you guys I think are, it's like this duality of stepping into something new but also having a ton of responsibility. You know what I mean? So with senior leadership coming up, you guys may actually be stepping into a new role as a student into senior leadership, right? Like the reason the student is coming up is because maybe you're not as experienced in a senior leadership type of role, but with Aries energy here, you are showing as a strong leader. This would also make sense with this mother energy of needing to kind of nurture a group of people, right? Nurture others. And in a senior leadership role, you're going to be responsible for more high level things, right? Like you're going to be responsible for high level strategy and how to organize and plan ahead. And I feel like with this group, you guys have a lot of ideas around like how to make that happen with Aries. Like there's a lot of passion for what you want to enact here. So let's see. Let's pull some chakra cards next, and then we'll do your time frames. We have the root chakra, grounding. Sink your roots deep, connect them to the heart of the earth. So this is a role that I think is going to be incredibly practical in nature. Practical, grounding. You guys might be dealing with really like material types of things, like money and budgets and that type of stuff. But there's going to be a lot of this energy of being very practical and realistic about things. We also have the heart chakra, love. Love is a verb, so make it your most treasured action. So yeah, it's interesting, guys, because you are, I think, stepping into a leadership type of role. And it might feel a bit challenging at times to go in with this more like self-focused passion, sort of competitive energy at times, having to really drive results and be confident in yourself. It may be hard to balance this kind of energy out with this more nurturing, mothering type of energy and the energy of love, but it's coming up here. I do think a lot of you guys are going to be really loving what it is you're doing. I do feel that there's a lot of passion, but this card is talking about the need to move with love, right? Love is a verb. So acting in love when it comes to this work that you're doing and acting in love with any people that you are managing or connecting with here. So pile 3, we're going to close this out by pulling just a few time frames for you. So let's just kind of see what significant time frames you need to know about with regard to this job. Definitely think there's some creative aspect to what you guys are doing also, though. Definitely team energy coming up as well. So we have 6 months showing up for this group. Let's get one more. And we have Gemini season. Ooh, how exciting. We do have an undertone of Aquarius season coming up. So maybe for some of you guys, this shift towards this role is starting in Aquarius season. So pile 3, we are going to go ahead and end the reading here. But as always, comment below. Let me know which aspects resonate with your current career search and what it is you're kind of looking for in your next job. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you'll be updated when I post the next reading. And I look forward to seeing you then. Bye.